We are pre-recording this time. We had a low number of people turn out last month, so we just thought it might be easier for you and us if we record in advance, and you can then have the pleasure of watching this whenever you want to. There is still the opportunity to get in touch with us, so don't feel like you won't get that element of it and be able to ask questions. Please go over to the Facebook group and drop any questions in there, or feel free to email hello@pieceofcakemarketing, and we'll do our best to answer any questions that you've got. If you are watching this because you've found it on YouTube or found it on Facebook page and you haven't got our content planner and the link to the images, then again, please just drop an email to hello@pieceofcakemarketing, and the lovely Sarah will get those across to you in an email, and hopefully they will help you prepare your content for April. So
I'm having flashbacks of like lockdown when we used to do our videos. Do you remember?
yeah. So Kate, you can talk about us.
Well, for those of you that don't know us, there'll be a few that do. We are Emma, Kate, and Imelda, and there's also Sarah. I felt like we should get a picture of Sarah and pop them on here as well. And we are Piece of Cake Marketing, and we have been around since January 2016. So we've just celebrated our 7th birthday, and we help lots of businesses with their marketing and social media. And we particularly love to help businesses in the Coventry area to shout about what they do and make them successful. So doesn't matter, nobody has to mute themselves because they're not on the call. But if you do have any questions, the Facebook group is the place to pop those questions, and we will do our best to answer them over the coming weeks.
So before I start, I've got a little bit of a rant, because today we're filming this on the 17th of March, and it is relief. Now, the new red noses, they might be environmentally friendly, but they are not parent friendly. I'm on nose number 2, and both have broken. And so we've had meltdowns this morning, had to use the tiny little hair bands to reattach it together. Hence them making me late for work and school and all of those kind of things. So that's my rant over and done with. Feel like they're just trying to prank us. They've managed to get double the amount of money out of me because the first one broke. But I think that happened the other year. Do you remember when they were foamy? And I think like the kids were just a little bit
used to split.
Yeah. Look, I do with them once they get onto school. That's absolutely fine. It's not my problem.
Do they still do the ones that you can put on your car? Do you remember them? You would just be driving around for years with a red nose on the front of the car.
So, suppose we better talk about April though.
I know.
Because if you're watching this back, me talking about Red Nose Day is probably not going to be of any use to you. But just wanted to give you an insight into my life. And so April, we are very excited about April because all 3 of us are going away on holiday during April, and it just feels a little bit like we're heading to spring. I've walked to school this morning, there's blossom on the trees and the sun was shining as well. And it did lift, never mind the red nose debacle, it did lift my spirits somewhat, just having that sun shining down on me. So April is Bowel Cancer Awareness Month, it's Stress Awareness Month, and it's National Pet Month. Obviously 2 very serious subjects, and then one, well, everybody loves a pet photo on social media, so if you can shoehorn that in, then it's bound to get you some engagement and some likes, so crack on. So we start the month of April on the 1st with April Fool's Day. Always a little bit of a funny one. You have to be really careful about the April Fools that you're looking to share. We have done some funny ones in the past. So I think we told everybody in Coventry City Centre that we were opening the first doggy drive-through, and that went down quite well. And then was there a naked cocktail bar opening as well? I think that's another one that we've done.
On a roof somewhere, wasn't there?
Yeah, and so, but just need to be careful around pregnancy and those kind of things. I think, you know, they're touchy subjects for people, and what you don't want to do is offend anybody. But there's lots of great ideas out there. Our friends at Innocent Smoothie always tend to do a good one. It's when it creeps up
Aldi
on you.
will. I bet Aldi will as well this year. We're interested to
Yeah,
see what they do.
it's when you wake up not realizing it's the first and read something that you really gets you. So, and then the other thing is that it's primary school announcement day. Definitely here in England, not sure about in the wider British Isles, but yeah, most people will find out what primary school their children have got. The 2nd of April is World Autism Day. The 4th is National Carrot Day. I don't know, could you cook with carrots? What amazing things can you do with a carrot? Let's hope we're not using carrots as noses for snowmen on the 4th of April, because
Yes.
we want
A
snow
white
by then.
Easter.
Yeah. And it's also National Tell a Lie Day, but I think being so close to April Fool's Day, I'm not sure that it works, but it may work in some of your businesses. So
I wondered whether people could share, like, when you do, like, you write three things, so there's one truth and two lies or something like that. That might be quite an interesting take on it, to kind of try and do something um that's maybe about your business or the history of it or something like that.
Here's 3 for me off the top of my head, and so feel free to message us and see which one you think is the lie. So I have climbed Snowdon, I've appeared on Trinny and Susanna, or I own a miniature dachshund. Which one is the lie? Do you know the answer to
Mm.
that, Kate?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Anyway, just for them. The 5th is then walking day. Again, walking can be very good for mental health. It's a pastime that often people like to do. Is there a nice picture of a walk that you do regularly, or things like that you could share?
And tie it back to
Then
stress awareness month as well.
yeah, so then the 7th is World Walk to Work Day, but it's also Good Friday. And so if you're walking to work on Good Friday, I'm taking it that you're probably in the hospitality industry or in retail. So probably that one probably doesn't work, but it is Good Friday that day. Always nice to have a bank holiday Friday and a long weekend. So that then obviously follows up with the 9th, which is Easter Sunday and the end of Lent. So if you've given up anything for Lent, so my husband's given up chocolate. It's doing really, really well. We've got my sister-in-law, all of her family's birthdays are during Lent, and they've all had chocolate birthday cakes. So every time one gets pulled out, he's very disappointed, but he's done better than I would do. And then obviously that then follows the 10th is also a bank holiday as well. So that's a nice 4-day weekend for lots of people. And then on the 15th, we have got World Art Day. So again, if art's your thing, or maybe you've got a really important, a nice piece of art. My Nan was an artist, and I'm fortunate to have a few of her images, pictures, paintings in my house. So again, I might share something that throws back to that as that little bit of personal. And it's also the Grand National that day. Again, lots of people either love or hate the horse racing. But yeah. Sorry,
I
just
mean,
to
for
go.
me, it's nostalgic. So the Grand National, my nan always used to like have a bet on the horses and stuff like that. So it reminds me of her in terms of, like, she would have been like, "Come on, Kate, pick a horse," and then we'll all watch it together. So that has positive childhood memories. If you know, and we'd only put like 10p each way or something, you know.
Again, if you work in a place that's got quite a lot of people in it, doing a sweepstakes often a quite a nice thing, a team building exercise to get everybody together on. So again, that's another thing to look at. Just to go back to Easter, we have got a whole blog about Easter content ideas and things that you can do. Obviously, if you're in retail or hospitality, then Easter can be very important for you. So do go and take a look at that on our website. 21st is a day after Kate's heart. It's National Tea Day. I doubt you've ever been a day without a cup of tea, have you?
No, only when I was pregnant, I think, because it made me feel, and only probably for the first 12 to 16 weeks. And then once the morning sickness had passed, I was like, oh, yes, I feel good. I need a cup of tea now. So, yeah.
So again, you can do some fun things that are around. Is it tea or is it coffee? There's all of the different strengths of tea that you can have. I'm non-fussy. I will have, I mean, I don't like it very strong, but I will drink it strong if somebody makes it for me like that. I'm not going to throw it back at them.
I was reading a little fun fact for you. I'll put it in our newsletter. Um, but so we always have the conversation about milk first or milk second. And back in the day, they would have put the milk in first because it would have protected the china. So because it would stain it, if you put the milk in first and then put the tea in, yeah, I am a tea lover. I've gone to that level of knowledge.
The 23rd is St George's Day and my mother-in-law's 80th, so I need to remember that one. The 28th is World Health and Safety at Work Day. So again, it might be that you wanted to talk about some, how you protect your staff and those kind of things in the workplace. And then the 29th is International Dance Day. And obviously, if you want to do interpretive dance on video and post it on your social media, you could.
You
Or
can get
maybe
on the reels and on the TikTok.
Yeah. So that in the main is the majority of the dates that we wanted to talk about for April. So as we say, it might be, we're not suggesting for 1 minute that you post about every single one of these dates in your social media content. Some of it just provides a little bit of inspiration spark and might make you think, oh, carrots, I've not done a recipe with carrots in a long time. I don't necessarily need to post it on that day, but can still include that in my content. Obviously, you can post it on Carrot Day, and that's absolutely fine. But what we wouldn't want to see is a very one-dimensional plan that's just full of days and days that are irrelevant to your business. But for us, they just spark inspiration for other things that we might want to post about.
I just think they're a bit of fun, aren't they? They're fun, they're less serious, and well, some of them are. Some of them will be causes that are very, very close to people's hearts, and therefore they collectively want to shout about something. So they do have their place, but like Emma said, it's just about finding that balance. We have been looking at kind of what's coming and what's new, and Instagram just seems to change everything all of the time. I do wonder whether they're kind of I don't know, just changing things for the sake of changing things. It feels like there's a lot going on. But this one I thought was quite a positive one. It's not there yet. I think it's been tested. They tend to test things in like Australia and America. But basically coming soon is a kind of before and after sticker that you'll be able to use. And it was spotted in test. And you can see the screenshot here. So we thought that this would be really good for just anything where you can reveal a before and after. So it might be you're a hairdresser and you can reveal the before and then the after. But also good if you're doing any type of renovation or building where you've gone from like nothing to the ground up and then it's all finished and completed. So I don't think it's live yet, but it will be coming. And just make sure that you update the app on a regular basis because that's how you'll get all of these new funky things that are in there. So that's one for Instagram.
You want to be thankful that that sticker wasn't available on Wednesday when I went to Cheltenham because I'm not sure the before and after.
Morning, evening.
So don't forget
we should do before as in a Monday, Friday of the week. Yeah.
So don't forget about engagement. So quite often we're that busy in trying to push out our content that we forget that we need to actually engage with the people. The content that we're putting out should be trying to engage with our audience. And if they're then engaging with us, we need to be responding as quickly as possible. So for example, the algorithms really, really like you to be engaging and for your audience to be engaging. So if you've asked a question and you start to get responses, do try to go back to them. Know that it's not always easy because it is the more time-consuming element, but it could potentially just be a job that you do at night, at the end of the day, and just go back in and have a look to see what's happened. And then also feel free to go and look at for other, particularly on LinkedIn, if you've connected with all the right kind of people, or your clients are on LinkedIn, making sure that you're commenting back on their posts. That's networking. So, and you just keeping yourself in their mind's eye. So just make sure that you're always trying to engage.
So I think it's interesting now on Facebook, if you have a look on there, that business feed is back almost. So where you can like as a business, and then you can go and and it creates a whole feed. I can't quite remember where it is in the pages. I'm sure it says something like business feed or something like that when you're switched over to it. But actually, if there's people that you're connected with or other businesses that you follow, that is a good way of connecting with them. And you could also use it in a networking capacity. So, for example, if you're a member of your chamber of commerce or something like that, and and they're posting things, you commenting and liking on those sorts of things will give you some visibility as well. So do remember to kind of go and have a look at those functions that are there. They're easier to get to on the other platforms. Facebook is the trickiest in terms of being able to comment as your page. But yeah, it's definitely, I think we all fall into the habit of going, I've posted something, and then forgetting that actually it's just as good to go and comment on other people's stuff as doing your own post, if you like.
So, for example, it was the West Midlands Tourism Awards last night. And so one of the businesses that we work for is Coventry Business Improvement District, and two of their businesses won awards. So again, it's important for us to go in and congratulate them on behalf of Coventry Bid, and just share the love and making sure that we're celebrating other people's successes as well.
Yeah.
Some conversation starters. So we always talk about conversation starters. So on Facebook, again, I don't think that we've mentioned it recently, and I'm not sure how the algorithm reacts to it so much now. But text posts on a coloured background work really, really well and still go quite far. They look cheap and nasty. They haven't got the same glamorous, graphics to go with them or things like that, but they really do work. And so just asking a simple question will help to ignite some engagement and get people talking. So what are your goals for the next 3 months? Because obviously April, so for April, for some will be start of the new financial year for them, or April is the start of the second quarter of the year if people started in January. So what are people's goals for the next 3 months? Are you taking time off over Easter? And then the good old National Tea Day conversation starter of are you tea or coffee lover, or what biscuit do you like with your tea, or those kind of things.
Yeah, it's just trying to get so imagine you were at a networking event. You wouldn't just go up to somebody and start selling your business. You kind of need to chat to them and get to know them. That's what the conversation starters are about, but just online. Imelda has done some research for us, so we can be down with the kids. TikTok and Instagram trending sounds. So these are important in terms of just trying to get a reel or a TikTok to go a little bit further. And what tends to happen is that a trending sound will start on TikTok. So that's where it's born, if you like. And then probably a month later, it'll then be a trending sound on Instagram. So you do kind of see that follow through. So Imelda has created a lovely list here of ones that she is following and thinks that they are trending. And so if you are planning to do a TikTok or Instagram reel, then you could consider using some of these trending sounds. So you will be able to probably see them. If you use Instagram, you'll see them when you're scrolling through. So if you actually go into the Reels tab and scroll through, there'll be a little arrow that's pointing up, and that means it's a trending sound. But you can search for the audio as well and then save it and use it.
Think that it sums up the fact that I probably know one on that list, but
It's just about to say, I'm sure if I heard them, I might know them, but I really don't know the names of. And I recognise Meghan Trainor. I think that's it.
Made you look. So
Yeah.
I know that
Maybe
one.
I bet Here Comes the Sun is probably a remix of some sort. Oh God, we're old. We're so old.
Imelda will have to come on and talk through the trending sounds next month because we're not
Yeah.
selling them.
No.
Okay, and then Imelda has drafted some nice graphic templates for you to use on your social media. As always, she's added bits in where you can add your own logo and all of those kind of things. So like we said before, if you haven't got the link, please email Sarah at hello@pieceofcakemarketing and she will send you those over. But yeah, they're always handy just to give you some guidance, and it might just spark some ideas, and you might want to produce them yourself, or you could change all of the colours so that they're in your brand identity. And that's it. Have you got any questions for
me, Kate? No. How many days to a holiday?
Oh, 21.
Yes. 14
and yours
for me.
14. So and then what's for tea?
Tonight, we're having like roast chicken, crusty bread, and probably I think we're having couscous.
Oh, controversial.
Just because we've had a lot of potato this week.
Well, surely you should have potato today, seeing as it's
Yes, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, we should. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're going off piece. What about you?
Yeah, right, that's it. Oh, I don't know. I have got a fajita kit in there, and I've got some beef. Never have beef fajitas, so contemplating beef fajitas. But it is also buffet Friday, or I could be tempted to go to the Chinese as well. So there's lots of options.
You could
open.
always be tempted to go to the Chinese. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is.
I read something recently was happiness was 3 takeaways in one day. That would be my kind of happy. I'd probably start with a McDonald's breakfast with a sausage McMuffin and a hash brown. And definitely end with a Chinese and then do something. I don't know what I'd have in the middle. But
on that note,
hope you found the session useful. Again, follow our YouTube channel so that you can see when the next video is uploaded. And if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Bye.